Having a global perspective creates a deeper understanding. Because in our connected world, all news is international.
The impact on Europe and the rest of the world would be devastating.
So, for in-depth analysis
of the biggest stories from the US and around the world,
relations between Russia and the West have reached a new low.
Join our team and find out what is really going on.
BBC World News America.
Hello, welcome to World Weather Update with me, Matt Taylor. Let's head to North America first of all, and to northeast United States around Washington, Philadelphia, New York. This area of low pressure fairly stubborn and persistent through Tuesday and indeed Wednesday. 50 to 75 millimetres of rain possible. There could be some flooding in the area and some rather cool winds to go with it. Away from that, a lot of dry weather across the eastern US. Cooler conditions down to Florida and the Carolinas, but crucially it stays dry. Some severe storms through the plains into the southern Rockies, but further west it stays dry with sunny spells, the vast majority though clouding over in British Columbia. The remnants of Hurricane Helene just fizzles out across parts of western Mexico on Tuesday, but we still look further eastwards. We could see across parts of Honduras and Nicaragua some intense rain and showers becoming some longer spells of rain through the Windward Isles Tuesday into Wednesday. Tuesday across South America, it's the Rio area into Minas Gerais and Espírito Santo. Let's see some heavy rain, potential for flooding here. Some rain across central parts of Argentina, but further north it stays dry. And western parts of Colombia looking particularly wet, risk of flooding and mudslides. Southern half of Europe, Central Europe, high pressure in charge at the moment. Most places dry though, turning windy around the Aegean and Greece, but a really windy spell of weather through the rest of this week across the north and northwest of Europe. Rain becoming relentless across parts of Norway. We could see some severe gales as well, potentially for damaging winds here, and that will continue with the strong winds, further rain through the rest of the week. Across Africa, the rain's looking a bit heavier across Ethiopia and South Sudan through Wednesday, and around these Atlantic coasts in the west looking particularly wet. Dry through much of South Africa as we see rain in parts of the east, so KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga clear. And then towards the Middle East we go, because it's across parts of Turkey and into Georgia, some very heavy rainfall and some gusty winds over the next few days. Much of the Middle East are staying dry, sunny and hot. Dry through Central Asia, Pakistan, much of Western India, but pick up in the way of rains to the north and the east, particularly across parts of Madhya Pradesh into Uttar Pradesh. This is where we're going to see some of the risk of flooding that extends into Nepal too. Cooler conditions spreading southwards in towards Japan on Wednesday as rain gradually clears. Still some rain lingering in Tokyo for a good part of the day before it turns drier here. A big drop in temperature for Shanghai, and we'll see some very heavy rain to the north and across central parts of China. For much of Vietnam, scattering of showers. Cambodia, South Laos looking particularly wet. Frequent monsoonal rains across parts of Thailand. And I think over the next few days, Sumatra could see a pickup in the amount of rainfall we see. And with still more rain to come in Australia, we're going to see a band push its way eastwards, introducing brighter but fresh conditions for Perth. But cloud, heavy rain through Melbourne, towards Canberra, and across parts of Western Queensland. Sydney will see the rain push in later in the day and into Thursday. New Zealand, a backstep into winter. We're going to see some snowfall, particularly across the South Island, and temperatures will drop for all as we go through the rest of this week. That's how it's looking. See you soon.
This is BBC News. I'm Geeta Gurumuthy. Our top stories. Tokyo condemns North Korea for firing another ballistic missile, this time over Japan. People are warned to evacuate buildings and take shelter.
North Korea's actions, including the repeated ballistic missile launches, are a threat to the peace and security of our country, region and international community.
The UN steps up its appeal for aid in Pakistan to try to control a rise in waterborne diseases following the devastating floods. Donald Trump launches a libel action against CNN, accusing the broadcaster of comparing him to Hitler. And from Superman's costume to superstar guitars, millions of pounds worth of items from the entertainment world are up for sale in London. For all of you watching on PBS and around the globe, a warm welcome. North Korea has launched a missile over Japan, sparking anger in Tokyo. It defies a UN Security Council resolution ban on missile launches. Well, the rocket came down in the Pacific Ocean and there are no reports of damage. Stephanie Prentice reports.